Good morning, everyone. Today's video is a cooking video. I can hardly wait to get started. Going to start with a pumpkin, going to roast it to make a pumpkin pie. While that's roasting, we're going to cook cranberries from scratch. Yay! They are good. And we're going to work with some sweet potato puree and make, from all recipes, a sweet potato bread. I'm using a pillar knife. That's what I decided to use to cut off the top of the pumpkin. This will take a little time. Just work with it very slowly if you have a similar pumpkin you're trying to do right now. You've done this before. Yep, as a kid, I'm sure, carving pumpkins. It's the same thing. This works better. Those big knives just get in your way. It just doesn't work with the big knife. Okay, the pillars work better. So I took the top off. Okay, now a big knife might work. So we'll try a big knife. This is not my favorite. I told my husband, it's just not sharp enough. He just can't seem to get it sharp enough. I don't know why, but this is the one you usually see the chefs use. One similar to that. So I have this one. I use this all the time. This is the sharpest knife we have. So I'll try this. Oh, Lordy. I think I'm going back to the pillar. I want to be on the safe side. So, as a kid, I used this. Usually my mom watched over me. Not as much as she should have, because, oh, even this could be dangerous. You got to be careful. I'm getting it. I'm getting it, folks. This pillar knife is the best one, I'm telling you. Okay. Now just separate your seeds from your flesh. Take the seeds out. Some of the flesh is going to go with the seeds, probably. I'm not going to roast these seeds. I haven't had the best luck. We can eat them for one day and they're crispy, and then they just go soft after that. They're not my husband's favorite. We like the inside of the pumpkin seeds. And you have to buy them that way. Purchase them that way, professionally done. Those are really good pumpkin seeds. I like to buy those. They're usually green. I buy those in bulk sometimes. Pumpkin seeds are very healthy. But I'm not going to use these today. I'm not going to roast them. Okay. So I want to use as much of the flesh as I can. Okay. And if you don't get all of the seeds, it's fine. You can separate them after it roasts in the oven, after you bring it back out. And it cools and everything. So I'm going to continue doing that. And then we'll be roasting this. I did cut the pumpkin into fourths so that it will roast quicker because it was really big. And I thought it would take longer that way, the two halves. But this is not a large pumpkin, of course. This is a small pumpkin. And there's all different kind of carving knives out there. Now, this is a pillar. For a small pumpkin, that's fine. But you could use a traditional carving knife also. Just make sure it's clean. And I did wash this pumpkin before I started, and my hands, by the way. I just like to tell you I'm a very sanitary person. Okay, let's put them on the pan over here. Now I've got everything on the pan. I'm going to roast these babies at 400 for about 45 minutes.
I preheated my oven also. It's actually been on for about 20 minutes. I got a slow start. Okay. Whoa.
Okay. For a little pumpkin, that was kind of heavy, I must say. I need to build some muscle. The directions for the cranberries are on the package. 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar. Stir them together till you reach a boil. And I rinsed the cranberries. Better safe than sorry. Okay. I'm going to keep that. You got to watch over this now. You can't just walk away from it. It doesn't take that long. I've been doing this for years. After it reaches a boil, you boil for 5 minutes before you put the cranberries in there. Keep stirring and stirring. You don't want that sugar to stick to the bottom or to form crystals or anything. Spend 5 minutes on a medium boil. Add your slowly. You don't want to splatter anything hot, sugary water on yourself. Add the cranberries. Continue to stir. And they will pop, so don't get too close, but it's so much fun watching them pop, almost like popcorn. It's a lot of fun and beautiful. They are beautiful, beautiful red color. Some of them are kind of pink. Almost looks like an egg, an Easter egg or something. Oh, they're gorgeous. I really admire people that grow cranberries. One channel I watch is A Country Life, a family vlog show. I love to watch that on YouTube. And I love her cooking also. She really inspires me. They have a cranberry farm in Michigan. Okay, I'm going to continue doing this and see you after a while. I did take a break from stirring, and it reached a boil. Now you can just stir occasionally. Okay. Well, I was stirring so heavily that it wasn't coming to a boil as fast as it should have. Follow the directions on the package to a T. It is very easy. Aren't they beautiful? I just can't get over the beauty of cranberries. I just love nature and all that it produces. Wow. Some people don't care for cranberry sauce. I absolutely adore it. So it looks like when it's done, folks, it's going to be absolutely delicious for tomorrow's dinner party. Now, time to pour your cranberry sauce into a heat-safe bowl. We've been using this bowl for years. This was Danny's mother's bowl. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do. And the funny thing, Dan's mom didn't even care for cranberry sauce that much. But we love her bowl for this. I'll let that cool for a moment, then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And it needs to refrigerate for at least 3 hours, I believe. This pumpkin's taken longer than I expected. I smashed it down a little bit with a fork. Now this one is almost done here. This is too, but these two pieces are taking a while. So I'm going to cook this longer. What I Googled online was not long enough. And I remember last year, it took about 55 minutes at least for the pumpkin at 400 to roast enough in order to smash or puree it. So we're going to cook this some more. All right, this pumpkin was in there for about an hour. It is a dry pumpkin. I harvested it months ago. I believe it was early August. So part of the pumpkin was very dry, and I'm having trouble getting it cooked long enough. And I'm just going to use what I can as a puree. And if I don't have enough pumpkin filling or puree, then I have a backup plan. From Aldi, this was only $1.15, and it is 100% pure pumpkin. So we'll be using this if necessary. I'm going to make a pumpkin pie one way or another. But I'm hoping this to be part of my happy fall harvest, because I harvested this pumpkin from my garden. We will be using part of this at least. I just don't know about this one. It's pretty dry. Okay, let's test it out and see how it goes. It's got to cool for quite a while though. So we're going to work on that sweet potato bread. Here are the ingredients for my sweet potato bread. We have oil, we have sugar. I already have that in a bowl because that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to be mixing this with eggs. We have flour, we have pecans, we have eggs, we have salt, we have baking soda and the spices, ground cinnamon and nutmeg and a little water. I did mention the pecans, right? Or pecans. I think they pronounce them pecans in the South. And our star ingredient, sweet potato. Sweet potato, mashed sweet potatoes. Yum. Let's get started. Combine your sugar and oil together in a large bowl. I had 1/4 cup, so that's what I'm working with because I used the other half cups. There we go. So I had to use 2 of those. So stir that up real good. Then we're going to add our eggs and mix that together and beat that in there. Okay. Let's get the eggs in here, 2 eggs. Like I said, the recipe's on all recipes. There we go. Mix that up really well. Beat it up. Then we'll be working on our dry ingredients in a separate bowl. For starters, anyway. All right. sift your flour. This will make a lighter, fluffier bread. Add your baking soda, a little salt, your cinnamon, and let me measure out this nutmeg here. And your nutmeg. And stir. There you have your dry ingredients, which you're going to combine to the wet ingredients in the larger bowl. Combining your dry ingredients. I should have put this in a different bowl. Oh my God. Live and learn. I need a bowl like this one with the spout. And alternate with the water, like put part of the water. That's what it says to do. And then stir. So you don't add all of the flour mixture yet. You don't add all of the water yet. You alternate it. And I don't know why, but this is, hey, there must be a reason. Okay. And then add the water. There we go. I guess we're alternating. I've never seen bread baked this way, but I don't bake a whole lot of bread, to be honest. I do love sweet breads, like zucchini bread. I've made that numerous times, and banana nut bread. So I'm going to stir this some more, and then we'll get to the next step. Time to add the star ingredient, mashed sweet potatoes. I'm going to mix that in. I don't fool around. I want every bit of that. Okay, chopped pecans. I had to chop them. There we go. Stir up, mix all of that together, and then we're going to be putting this in a loaf pan, a glass loaf pan that's been pre-sprayed. Okay. Time to put it in the oven. The recipe says it takes about an hour. I'll be checking it before that. Ah, there we go. That's hot. It's been heated up for quite a while because of the pumpkin I was roasting. You can sit down at the table and start peeling your peelings from your pumpkin skin or flesh, whatever they call that. Yep, you might need to use a peeling knife. I should have a smaller one than this. But look, see? You can pull this. And we're going to be pureeing this. It has to be pureed. It's not like sweet potatoes that you can just mash after they're cooked or roasted. Yep. So you just take the peelings off the best way you can. This is a process and it takes time. And if you have trouble peeling off the skin from the flesh of the pumpkin, just use a little peeling knife. I had a larger one, but I needed this one. This is a smaller one. It worked out fine. Peel it like you do potatoes. I forgot to mention, make sure your pieces of pumpkin flesh are cut up small, very small. That does help this process. And use a spoon to work with. This takes a little time to get it just right. It's pretty smooth now, as you can see. We can use this. All right, I'm going to take about just shy of 2 cups of this pumpkin puree to use to make our pumpkin pie. Okay. It's going to take almost all of it. I told you that was a small pumpkin. Okay. I just tested it with a toothpick and it is done. Check it out. Great. We can move on with the next recipe. Now let's make some homemade pie crust using Crisco. I've already got I mixed half a teaspoon of salt in with this flour. So we need to gather a 1/3 cup of Crisco shortening. Good old-fashioned Crisco that my mother used. Okay, we need a 1/3 cup here. 1/3 cup and a tablespoon. Plus a tablespoon. There's a tablespoon in there. Okay. All right. And let's get that in there. Boy, that's a process to get in, isn't it? I might have to use my hands. Yeah, making pie crust from scratch is not that easy from my experience. But it's very satisfying to do this. And just mix it up until you have little crumbs, like little dough crumbs. It takes a little time. Then we're going to put about 2.5 tablespoons of cold water. All right, I've got the cold water. Gradually add it in there. And stir it around. And then we'll be putting this, I will be working with my hands, I have to. I'll be putting this on a floured surface in just a little while as I gradually add this water and form a dough ball. Now we're working with we got our dough ball. It's fun at this point. It's not too bad. You can use for what you saw me do, the mixing, you can put that in a food processor, but this is only for one crust. And if it was for more than one or two that you would split, yeah. If you have a small food processor, it would be okay for one, I think. Whatever you want to do to make it easier. You want to make your pie crust from scratch. Okay, I'm going to be rolling this out. So this takes a little time to focus. And from my experience, I use a lot of flour to make sure it doesn't stick. Not too much. I can overdo it with the flour, I guess. I did with some cookies, dough, I know, one time recently. Okay. I'll just take it like this and fold it like so, and then put it on the pie pan. And work with it. Okay. It is much easier when it's just one pie crust. Okay, and crimp around the edges like I've done, see, to make it look pretty. Here's what I've made so far to prep for my dinner party. Cranberry sauce, pumpkin puree, pumpkin pie dough crust, and sweet potato bread. Now, in order to get this sweet potato bread to fit in this container, I have to cut off the ends. And the ends, Danny and I are going to go ahead and try that for today. Then tomorrow for my dinner party, I'll be serving without the ends. And it will look just fine, I'm sure. I'll show you. Okay, I did cut off the ends. Now I'm going to put the bread, whoops, into this. It's heavy bread. Lots of sweet potatoes, I guess. There we go. Yay, it fit. I was concerned. It's the only container I have for this. Great. Wonderful. And can't wait to try this. And Danny too. We'll put butter on it probably. Let's try the sweet potato bread. Mmm. That was good. Yeah, that's the end too, so the inside will be even better. I really like ooey gooey better than Danny, but he loves the ends of bread. He likes it a little crusty, and it is a little crusty. Oh yeah. That bite was even better. Delicious. It's better than, it might be better than pumpkin bread. I think I did make pumpkin bread once. This is tastier. It's sweeter. Yeah, I like it. Turned out good. I just want to explain something about the bowl situation. Normally, Danny, he loves cranberry sauce so much. I normally make a double batch. I only bought one bag this year. I wasn't thinking. He'll want more for Christmas. So this was really bigger than what it needed to be. So I went ahead and put it in this dish. It looks very nice, don't you think? Now this is a prep ahead for pumpkin pie. I've got the crust made and I've got the pumpkin puree. So I just need to mix the other ingredients that go with it for the pumpkin filling. And I'll be either doing that late tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll be completing this for a video, hopefully, good Lord willing, and I'll be baking this pie. And I might do a special little bonus treat. I'm just going to put the pumpkin puree and the pie crust dough in the refrigerator to chill out for a while. I've got other fish to fry. Dishes to wash, too many. Thanks for watching my video. Have a beautiful weekend. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next one, good Lord willing.